This is the process used to get rid of any surds at the bottom of a fraction. Now, officially, we should not leave a square root on the bottom of a fraction. Okay, so that's the rule of thumb that we should be aware of. We need to remember, as we just reminded ourselves, that if, for example, we had root 7 multiplied by root 7, our answer would be 7. If we had root 2 multiplied by root 2, it would be 2, root 11 multiplied by root 11, 11, so on and so forth. Yes? So as long as we're multiplying a square root by its partner, or squaring it, we can get rid of the square root. Now note, we're only worrying about getting the square root on the bottom of the fraction. Okay, we don't care about the top. So if I was asked to rationalize or simplify this baby here, what I would do is I would multiply it by root 5 over root 5. Well, why would I do that? Well, looking at this, I've got root 5 on the bottom. Yes, I have a root 3 on the top, but I just explained that we don't care about the top, we're just interested in the bottom. And so I can multiply that by root 5. But remember, we cannot do something to a question unless we do the same to top and bottom or to both sides. If we're multiplying this whole thing by root 5 over root 5, we're actually just multiplying it by 1, aren't we? Because this is same top and bottom. So that means that we're not changing the question at all, we're just multiplying by 1. You all happy with that? Okay. You don't know? So what I do is I look at this and go, oh look, there's a root 5 on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply it by root 5 over root 5. If this had been root 3, I would have multiplied by root 3 over root 3. Okay? That's all we have to do to start with. Just identify what we're going to multiply by.
Okay, so you just
all right.
So then that would just be 5.
So then on the bottom, I know I've got 5. Okay, done. So on the top, I've got something more complicated. So I need to sort that out. I have 2 terms here on the bottom. I have 2 terms on the top. Each of those has to be multiplied by my root 5. So the first term should be okay. We've got 4 root 5. Yeah? And then I've got plus 2 root 15. Check me out. I should do that. Now, if you are able to do anything to these 2 things, to join them together, then go ahead and do that. This one particularly we can't. So that's that question finished. So you might look at it and go, well, that's no simpler, but it is rationalized because we no longer have the square root of the bottom. Okay? That's all you're expected to do. Now the tricky thing comes into play if you have something fancy pants on the bottom. Fancy, right?
Yeah.
So if I have something fancy pants on the bottom, then it means I have to think more carefully about what I'm multiplying it by. Because I can't just multiply this by root 3, because that's not going to eliminate my surd. But if you recall from that previous slide, when we had the difference of 2 squared, when we had 1 plus root 3 and 1 minus root 3, our middle 2 terms, in other words, the surd, disappeared, didn't it? And so that's what we're going to use here. So if you have a question like this, and you need to rationalize it, what you will do is you'll multiply by 1 minus root 3. For example, if we had 7 minus root 5 on the bottom, I would be multiplying top and bottom by 7 plus root 5. Because that will enable us to get rid of that surd term in the middle from our usual FOILing. Okay? So let's make sure we can do this. So straight away I can say on the bottom I'm going to have 1 subtract 3, because it's 1 squared minus root 3 squared. And similar situation on the top, I've got 1 thing on the top here and 2 things over here, so I have to multiply both of them. So I'm going to have 2 minus 2 root 3. I need to simplify this because I do know what 1 minus 3 is. And that's negative 2. Oh, yes, it gets even fancier perhaps. This is why I chose this one.
You got a minus on the top of
So
it.
now, we don't need negatives on the bottom. So in the same way we don't have roots on the bottom or thirds, we don't have negatives on the bottom. So what we can do is we can bring this negative value to the top. So let's do that to start with. So we've got negative brackets 2 minus root 2 root 3 over 2. Should have left a little bit more space, sorry. Oh, why is it root 2? It's not root 2, it's always root 3. Okay. No one's watched it.
I wrote that.
Oh. Can anyone see anything we might be able to do?
Cancel.
What do you mean cancel?
Because you got a 2, plus 2 down the bottom,
Yeah.
a plus up the top. So then when you expand your brackets, then when you make a line, so that it could be plus 2, root 3. You see what I'm saying?
No, you're not quite there. Remember, if we want to try and cancel this lady out at all, we have to factorize this top term, okay? Because we cannot just say, well, look, there's a 2 there, cross that out. Because it has to be crossed out to everything. But I can see I've got 2 of both of these 2. So what I'm going to do is, I would have my minus, I'm going to bring a 2 to the front and have 1 minus root 3. You happy with that? So the minus is already there. I'm bringing out the common factor of 2. So I've got 1 minus root 3.
Okay.
And then I'm allowed to just do that. So I've got negative 1 minus root 3, or if you prefer, negative 1 plus root 3. Neither of these are simpler than the others. You can leave either option. But we should always simplify things if possible. And because I did have that common factor of 2 there, I should make sure that I simplify it. That you cannot cross things out of a fraction unless you factorize it, unless it's multiplied by something else. Comprehende? Comprehende. Towards the end, I mean, it's like a language lesson at the same time as mathematics. Not sure what language? What?
It's for the, like, the sort of plus and your minus 2, the brackets 1 minus 3, no, that
Yep.
one. Just, because it was minus 2 root 3 before, and then 2 minus 12. Like, does that need to be 1 plus root 3 there?
No, because this minus was here. So the minus bit is
Oh, yeah.
was already there. Yes? Otherwise, yes, you would have to change the sign if you brought a negative out. But the negative was already there.
Yeah, got it.
Yes? I mean, I could have factorized at this stage and had 2, 1 minus root 3 over negative 2 and then dealt with the negative, but same thing. Okay? Lovely, Johnny. Okay, so you've got lots of questions that you can practice now.